Hey, have you ever wondered if you've got what it takes to be an independent consultant? Well, stick around because we're going to nail that today. Hi, my name's Burns Hollyman. I'm the consultants coach, and I help consultants be successful by providing them with online learning, as well as personal coaching and tools, tips, and techniques. Today, what I want to do is talk about something that I get asked about at least once a month, if not more frequently. And I've been asked this question for, well, decades, several anyway. And that is, what does it take to be a successful consultant? Often someone's saying, well, I'm thinking of doing this, but what's it take to be successful? So I've got a long list of things. And if you hang around to the end, I'm going to show you how you can get a copy of it, as well as you'll be able to rate yourself with it. So hit like and subscribe, and we'll get into it right away. What I'm going to cover now are just the top 10. There are many other things that go into doing this, and that's what's in the self-assessment that you'll be able to download at the end of this. Right out of the gate, I'm not going to beat around and put any of these in any particular order, but this is number one, and that is selling. If you don't like selling, then stop right now. Don't waste any more time watching this, because selling is really critical. Now, I don't mean a lot of flim-flam stuff here, but I mean, you gotta love convincing a client that you're the right person to solve their problem. And that means that you're selling them on the ideas. Yeah, you're selling them on you and your personality to a great degree. But it means that you want to show them that you can get them to the results you can get them to. It also means you have to use a lot of the tools and techniques, like when you call up, you got to keep contact records and so forth. And it also means that, yeah, at times when you don't have referrals, you're just going to call people up on your own. It's sometimes called cold calling. It's also regarded as one of the most lowest payoff strategies, but I think you're going to find yourself doing it from time to time. So selling is number one. The second thing is, and this sounds a little fuzzy and woo-woo, but consultants, successful independent consultants, tend to be really deeply curious. And I mean, we're all curious, right? But I'm talking about the client's business. So a successful independent consultant is constantly asking, why do you do it that way? Why do you do it at all? Why do you do it there? Why do you do it with those people? Why do you do it with that technology? Those are some of the typical questions that a consultant asks. And the business that your client has is of deep interest to you, even if at face value, it doesn't seem so. There was an industry that I won't mention because I do a lot of work in it still, that when I first became aware of what it was, I thought, this is about the most boring thing I can think of. And today I can say I'm endlessly fascinated by what they do because I've learned their business, and I've enjoyed getting to know their business. The third thing about successful independent consultants is they have deeply independent spirits. I mean, we all do. And I don't confuse this with arrogance or thinking that you're the best in the whole world. It's just that, when the day is over, I can make this happen. And I wake up in the morning and I'm happy to be my own boss. I'm not going to work for someone else. And you sort of can't live any other way. You can't just go in and punch the clock. Which gets to the next thing, which is you're not a career manager. Now, let's take a second and tip our hats to all the career managers that are out there, because it's really hard to do. It's actually how the whole world works, right? People get in organizations and they run things, they get things done. Actually, those are the people you're helping, but it's not you. You don't want to hang around and work your way through career progression in an organization. You don't maybe love and developing people day in, day out. I do, and I've done it a lot. And that's why I do what I'm doing now, which is I work with consultants and do that. But you're just not a career manager. You don't like to make fiscal quarters, Q1, Q3, and hit the results, and Q4. At the end of the year, which is the scariest, did you deliver? You don't like all the meetings, I could go on and on. That's just not you. But great career managers use all of these things as tools for what they're doing, and they really thrive on working with teams as well. So you're probably not going to do well as an independent consultant if that's what you're looking for, because there's a complete lack of structure compared to working in a company. And that's something that I've seen consultants who've jumped into it kind of get spooked by and leave. You know, they say to me when they go back to a job, and there's totally no shame in doing that, they say, you know, I just couldn't handle the lack of structure. And that's just a sign to me that this isn't the right career for them. Conversely, working in a large corporation, progressing for a career as a career manager probably isn't the right thing for a true independent consultant. The other thing, the other trait, is that independent consultants tend to be big picture thinkers. Now, I know we're all big picture thinkers, but this is in the context of client setting. Independent consultants don't look at, you know, a tunnel problem and solve just that problem. They tend to, with their clients, look at the overall landscape that the client has, in which they've got a problem and there are a bunch of other factors that need to get solved, so-called root causes, to solve that client's problem. And some of them you can impact and some of them you can't. And you make that clear to your client. They may not even be aware of some of them. But that's really a key thing, this sort of big picture thinking. The next thing is something that should be abundantly obvious, and it's why you get hired. You're a problem solver. You tackle something and you solve the problem. You can't be successful at the end of a consulting project or an engagement if you haven't solved the problem. And you have to be kind of obsessional about it. And independent consultants are. In a corporation, you can say, well, you know, this has been going on this way for years. So-and-so will take care of it, or we'll have them handle it, or I'm just not going to deal with it right now. But as an independent consultant, you've got to be the problem solver, and you've got to own that. So that's another key thing that I find most independent consultants relish and love doing, is solving problems. Which gets into the next thing, which is a love for action and results. Really successful consultants rate themselves and their success with a client by how much the client got results and how many actions they took based on what they had recommended that they take. That is really key. It's different from getting paid. Now, I've been paid, and a lot of independent consultants have made a lot of money, but when I look at all of my projects, it has nothing to do really in terms of my psychic satisfaction with the money. It's all about, did that client have a change? The greatest thing, puts chills down my back, my spine, is when I get feedback from a client, and it doesn't always happen that they got something done. It's almost like the client is trying to show you, make you proud. You know, hey, you know, Burns, you said we should do this, this, and this, and we did it, and we're getting this incredible results. Our cycle times have gone from like 10 months down to literally 10 minutes because of what you did. I mean, to me, that's the greatest praise I can ever get. And I don't mean it to sound disingenuous, but most independent consultants, that's how they're wired and how they work. The flip side of that is grit, and there's two types of that. One is the grit to get through a project that seems really hard, where you may not know the answers. In the middle of the project, you may say, I don't know how to get out of here in terms of a solution for my client. The second flavor of that is grit to put up with some really difficult clients at times. And you're also going to get one or two clients every once in a blue moon who's a total, how shall I put this politically correctly, a total pain in the ass. So you just got to deal with that, because you got to love the client that is giving you the most difficult time, and some of them you'll just want to fire. Now, I've actually done that in one case over hundreds of projects and engagements over the years. So you don't want to do that, but you have to be able to help them get what they want, sometimes in spite of their personalities. And that gets to the next thing, which is work ethic. You have to be able to work your butt off. Now, you can't go home at 5 o'clock always. Sometimes you got to pull all-nighters. I mean, not if you're running your business well, but I've done that. And you got to not be able to gripe about it. You have to have this incredible work ethic, because it's your own business. You're an entrepreneur as well. And if you don't have that and you want to have a balanced lifestyle, consulting probably isn't for you. I mean, this idea of running your own business and kind of having this total balanced lifestyle doesn't seem to be in the cards for really successful consultants. They're very focused on a work ethic and probably burning out their candle too much. Now, can you balance your life? Yes, you can. And that's the subject of a whole nother video. But I really want you to understand that you have to be willing to work your butt off for this. And if you're not, and you don't think it's worth it, you shouldn't become an independent consultant, no doubt about it. The last thing is the most obvious. It's what clients hire you for, and that is delivering the goods. You got to deliver the goods. I mean, if you in your proposal say you're going to do ABC, at the end of the day, you have to deliver ABC. Now, the really key part of this is that the client has to perceive that you really did deliver A, B, and C. You could have delivered A, B, and C in your head, but if the client doesn't think you did, you didn't. And that can be very frustrating. It can also lead to unhappy clients if they don't really see what you've done. There's a variety of techniques to help manage that, to show how you've delivered to your clients. Again, big topic. Now, at this point, what I want to do is pause and tell you, if you would again, hit like and subscribe, trying to grow the channel. But I want to give you something, and it's a worksheet, and it provides you with the 17 to 20 traits. I don't remember what's on the worksheet, how many there are. And what it does is explain what the trait is, and then it gives you a scale of how to rate yourself. And it'll tell you whether, you're doing what needs to be done to be a successful consultant. So download that. You can go. It's right down here, and I think that'll be an eye-opener for you. I don't think anyone should go into this career unless they really love it and are going in eyes wide open. I think everybody should do it. It's not for everybody, though. And that's what I'm here to do, to help you be successful through a variety of things. So that's it for today. I hope you found this useful. If you didn't, well, at least you heard one more checklist of things on this vast universe known as YouTube. Buy the ticket, take the ride, see you on the other side.